All right, let's dive into something pretty incredible. We're talking about a revolutionary new power, using artificial intelligence to see climate disasters coming before they even strike. But as we're about to find out, having a perfect prediction, well, that's only half the battle. First up, just try to wrap your head around this number. 1 minute. That's how long it now takes for a brand new AI model to spin up a full 10-day global weather forecast. Less than 60 seconds. I mean, what used to take hours and hours of supercomputer time now happens faster than you can make a cup of coffee. But here's the thing. While our prediction speed is going through the roof, the stakes are rising even faster. Because this is the other side of the story. Around 50,000, that's the estimated number of people who died from heat-related causes in Europe in 2023 alone. So you've got this amazing technological leap happening at the exact same moment the human cost of extreme weather is just hitting these staggering new highs. The big question is, how do we close that gap? And that really gets to the heart of the challenge. Look, we've gotten incredibly good at predicting certain types of disasters, but the climate, it isn't playing by the old rules anymore. We're seeing new threats pop up way faster than our traditional methods can keep up. I mean, on the one hand, we have these amazing success stories. If you look at a place like Bangladesh, deaths from cyclones have been slashed by over 100 times since the 1970s. That's all thanks to better warnings and shelters. But on the other hand, we're fighting totally new battles. Heat has become this silent killer in Europe, and wildfire seasons, they just keep getting longer and way more destructive. So here's the crucial point. The whole nature of climate risk is shifting under our feet. It's not just about more heat waves or stronger storms. It's that they're intensifying with this shocking speed, like Hurricane Otis did in 2023, which basically caught all the forecasters off guard. Our old playbooks just can't handle that. So how in the world is AI stepping in to deal with this new reality? What makes its approach so fundamentally different from those massive physics-based models we've relied on for decades? Well, it really helps to think about it in 3 layers. So at the very top, you've got these huge global AI models like Google's GraphCast and Huawei's Penguin Weather. They've basically taught themselves the laws of atmospheric physics just by studying decades of past weather data. Then below that, you've got what are called nowcasting models. These give you hyperlocal, super high-resolution predictions for the immediate future, like what's going to happen in the next 24 hours. And then at the bottom, you have these specialized AI systems that are designed to track one specific threat, like a flood, a wildfire, or a cyclone. And this quote kind of gets to the magic of what makes this AI so powerful. See, it doesn't just spit out one single prediction. It chews through these massive amounts of data to create what they call ensembles, basically hundreds of possible future scenarios. This lets forecasters say not just what might happen, but they can calculate the probability of all these different outcomes. It gives us a much, much clearer picture of the real risk. And then, of course, there's the speed. And we're not talking about a small improvement here. Models like Pongi weather are up to 10,000 times faster than the old methods. What took a giant supercomputer hours to do now takes just seconds on a single graphics card. That kind of speed completely changes the game when it comes to getting warnings out in time. Okay, so that's the theory, that's the technology, but what about in practice? Let's look at how this incredible tech is actually making a difference for people on the ground right now. Check out this number. 700 million. That's how many people in over 100 countries are now covered by Google's AI-powered flood hub. It takes weather forecasts, mixes them with models of how rivers work and population data, and it can send these targeted flood alerts directly to people's phones. The scale of this is it's massive. But it also works on a really local, really human level. In Ahmedabad, India, officials took better heat forecasts and paired them with a public health playbook. They call it a heat action plan. And early studies estimate that this program is already preventing over 1,100 deaths every single year. That's a city actively saving its citizens just with a smarter forecast and a clear plan. And the economic case for this is just as powerful. According to the Global Commission on Adaptation, if we invested about $800 million in these kinds of early warning systems, we could prevent up to $16 billion in losses every year. That is one of the best return on investment deals you can possibly make in climate adaptation. And this whole approach is being customized for all sorts of different disasters. For wildfires, you've got AI systems that can now spot smoke from a camera in under a minute, and then model how that fire is going to spread in real time to help guide evacuations.
For cyclones, new models can generate dozens of potential tracks and intensity scenarios, helping us prepare for those sudden, really dangerous intensifications.
Okay, and this is a really big but, this is where the story takes a crucial turn. Because having a perfect forecast that's delivered in seconds is an incredible breakthrough. It truly is. But it's not the end of the story. In fact, it's really just the beginning. Which brings us to this central question. Is a perfect forecast really enough? I mean, if a forecast is generated but nobody acts on it, does it save anyone? The hard answer is no. This technology is not a silver bullet. A forecast can fail for a bunch of reasons. Sometimes the AI has what's called a black box problem, basically a hidden blind spot in its programming that misses a rare or unexpected event. Other times, gaps in local data can mean warnings for some communities are just less accurate. But honestly, the biggest hurdle is often what's called the actionability gap. A warning that isn't trusted or understood or delivered in time is effectively useless. And this is where we get to this really important concept of the last mile. It's that essential human bridge between a piece of technology and a real-world outcome. It's all about communication, it's about trust, and it's about having a clear, pre-agreed plan for what you're going to do when that alert comes in. So here's what success actually looks like in practice. Step 1. The AI generates a high probability flood warning. 2. An automatic alert gets sent to a local agency. 3. That alert hits a pre-agreed trigger which automatically activates the city's emergency plan. 4. Alerts go out on every channel you can think of: SMS, radio, WhatsApp, in a bunch of different languages. And finally, because that plan exists, people know exactly where to go and how to get there safely. So the huge takeaway here is actually pretty simple. The technology, the AI model, that's an incredibly powerful tool. But the playbook, the human system of plans and triggers and communication, that is what ultimately saves lives. Success absolutely requires pairing our best technology with our best, most organized human systems. And that really just leaves us with this final thought. These powerful new forecasts, they aren't telling us some unavoidable future. They're not prophecy. They're just showing us probabilities. They're giving us a priceless window of opportunity to do something. And the more consistently we turn those probabilities into planned, decisive action, the better that future is going to be.